Hello, welcome back to my channel, and today we're taking a look at Enshrouded. Now this game is again production of 2024, and yeah, well, it is a survival RPG, combat, loot, craft, survive, upgrade, and you know, kind of thing. But surprisingly enough, the reviews of this game is amazing. So since I don't play these types of games, honestly the last one I was playing for a long time was Skyrim, and apparently this is kinda similar but not really, and also nothing like Skyrim but kinda yes, which I'm kinda a little bit confused about since there's different classes and different paths and abilities you can have. Then, well, people are playing this, so we have to take it for a spin. When it comes to the requirements of this game, it is kinda in the same ballpark as Palworld, really. Now, the minimum GPU requirement is a GTX 1060 with at least 6 GB of video memory, and the recommended GPU is an RTX 2070 Super. So, in all honesty, it's kind of the same ballpark as Palworld, really. I mean, it had very similar requirements. The minimum GPU was slightly less demanding, to be fair, than 1060 for Palworld, but oh well, you know, we cannot... I don't think you can actually compare these two games. I kind of want to say you kind of can, but probably you cannot, so let me know down in the comments if you can or should you not. Outside of that, let's go on to the settings and have a look-see. So we're going with a 4K native, obviously with the 4070 Ti. We're going with the resolution scale 100%. Now, first off, the fact that this game has a resolution scale is a very big plus in my book, because not everyone is running a GPU that supports DLSS, for instance, or... You know, technically FSR is supported for everyone, but then again, in certain games, resolution scale, dropping down the in-game resolution to or render quality is actually a bit more valuable than just, you know, running everything on low. So that means you can still run on medium high, but you just render it slightly lower res, which actually is poor man's DLSS, as I call it with my friends. Don't quote me on that. No vertical sync field of view is cranked. We're not gonna limit frame rate in the background. Once you do that, I was getting 10 frames on the main menu and I freaked out. So that's off, because let's not do that here. Quality preset is custom. Technically it's all the way up, but it's changed because when it comes to anti-aliasing, this is where DLSS, FSR, DLAA and everything else lives. I've put it to at least have some anti-aliasing with the FXAA, because again, 4K, it doesn't matter about anti-aliasing, at least in my case, because if there's a jagged edge, it's there to stay, and I've said that so many times. Everything else is cranked up to the maximum quality. Then again, if the game requires 2070 Super as a recommended GPU for these settings, I think it's not going to be too terrible anyhow. So everything is cranked up, and that's pretty much all the requirements and all the settings for this game. As you might have noticed, the game is running in Vulkan pretty much off the well, out of the box. So I didn't notice any place you can switch between DirectX 11, 12 or Vulkan. Then again, I would say Vulkan is a better API overall anyhow. So let's start a new game, MSI, left hand side, see what frames we get, what kind of usage we get, and just go from there. Let's create a character, and we do have some choices. Oh wow. Okay, let's start with this one. Yeah, it's all good. Perfect. Yes. 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 Okay. You know what? Good enough. Level 1. Let's go. Private host join. Okay, are we gonna start a private one? Because we do not want to be interrupted by anyone. Also have no friends, so there's that. Let's see what you get.
Wanderer brought an enthralling gift to the people of Embervale. The elixir. It was a cure, a blessing, a weapon. Once concealed by the ancients, its might had been set free. With it came power, mistrust,
I honestly thought my eyes are deceiving me, but seeing GPU usage 99%, pulling 10 gigs of video memory allocated, 13 gigs of RAM, and having this exposition at 4950 frames is an interesting stuff. So let's skip this, get right into the game and see how terrible it's gonna be. Okay. Here we are, and well, we're sub 60. Okay, so we're still pulling 10 gigs of video memory allocated, 13 gigs of RAM, and we're sub 60. CPU seems to be kinda busy with things, which is rather weird. The minimum requirement for the CPU for this particular game is an Intel Core i5 6400 or a Ryzen 5 1500, which is roughly, well, for Intel it's a 4-core CPU. A recommended CPU, however, is an Intel i7 8700, which is a 6-core, and I believe some hyper-threading there as well. Might be wrong, haven't actually had this CPU. Or Ryzen 7 2700 with an 8-core or equivalent, and 16 gigs of RAM. I mean, we do have 32 gigs of RAM to play around with, but damn, this performance is a little bit on a sus side, if you ask me. I mean, overall it does look nice, and honestly it kind of feels snappy, and there's no actual issues when it comes to the gameplay itself. But yeah, once I see those 48 frames, 45, it's it's a bit weird, not gonna lie. Cinderwalt. Come in with the flame. Okay, maybe there's just a lot of reflections here. And all is good. We do have a couple things. We have the rested buff, so we probably are losing less stamina. But outside of that, well, we're actually down into low 40s here. 40s. Can we break 39? Yeah, we kind of did. That's amazing. Okay. Now this is a little bit unexpected, all things considered. But the world does actually look rather beautiful. Pure light. Yes, okay. This guy is just chilling here. Okay, let's filled with secrets and peril. Press and navigate to the map to track your discoveries. Okay. Quest, flame, lore, tutorials. Tutorials are quite extensive. Plans for the first base in the world. Okay, number one question: do we take fall damage? Yes, we do. Okay. That is kind of important. You know, let me do this for you so you don't do it yourself. Guess we're going the long way around, since the game is not willing to let us just go all willy-nilly. What's in here? Ooh, cave. Hello. Oh, look at this. Smart lights. How cool is that? And even in here, and honestly, like, look at this. Even at this location, we are unable to breach 60 frames, which is a bit odd. But it does look good, though. All things considered. Find a shroud. Okay. Shroud it is. Oh, combat. Come here. I mean, hitting someone at 40 frames is definitely not my favorite part of this game. But so far, hey, I mean, why not? Let's see if the torch outside actually does a thing here. If you fall, you will rise again at your last return beacon. Fair enough. Constructing hammer and workbench. Okay. I mean, this looks like a pretty decent place for a base. Look at this. We have dummies and everything. Parrying, blocking, level up. Just because we reach here, we got a level up. Hey, you know what? I'll take it. It's okay. We can sleep. I wonder if the sleeping will actually restore our health. That'd be amazing. Looks like that is not the case. Okay. Glider plus one more at the workbench. Do we need to string water? Endurance, stamina, recharge. Okay, so well, yeah, this is kind of like the survival twist in this. Fair enough, you know. I cannot really say there's anything wrong with that. But yeah, performance-wise, Performance-wise, I'm not too impressed. Let's see if we can perhaps go for the DLSS and put it on best. Oh, there's not even an ultra quality option for it. Is this DLSS enabled? That doesn't feel right. DLSS quality. Maximum quality. Okay, so balanced. 60 frames unbalanced. Performance 65. Okay, let's go with balance. Still stop 60. Okay, I'm pretty sure 4070 can cut this with no issues altogether, but I think a little bit of patchwork here or there should actually improve things. Well, to be fair, there is a noticeable difference between 40 and 60 in this game, so take that as you want. Magic damage bonus, okay. Would be nice to heal somehow, in all honesty, but oh well, you know, I'm not gonna be too fussy about it. Location reached. Journal. Crafting. We need stone to build a fire altar. Okay, so yeah, this is where the grind begins. Fair enough. 5 twigs and a string. Okay. You know, it's not too bad. The bowstring is quite loose. It looks like there's certain things we need to get, and I don't think we can just chop stones with our hands, so probably we need to go the regular route. But yeah, all things considered, I am slightly surprised about the performance without DLSS. And FSR is not helping us at all, if anything. DLA. Oh yeah, anti-aliasing wise, this definitely looks a little bit more clearer, but look at the frame penalty we're getting. Yeah, I don't know. I think you kind of might need to tone down some things here, really. You know, like at end of the day. Let's just get rid of all of this. Can use FXA. Indirect lightning. Reflections. Okay, you know, I think there's some things you might want to take off. And it's not really gonna change a thing. Okay, I mean, we've seen this before. It's nothing new, nothing to be ashamed of. Probably this game just does not like not having enough CPU power to do stuff. Do not know. Honestly, I do not know, but I cannot blame the game, because in comparison to how many things you can do at the same time, this is actually a pretty good game, and honestly, performance-wise, there's always some adjustments you can do, and it will be a compromise for you. But yeah, I wouldn't say this is bad. I mean, this is clearly something different than Valhalla, or Valheim, should I say. But at the same time, it is kind of nice. Now, granted, I would say playing with others might be a little bit more interesting, all things considered, but hey ho. Fiber roof block. And the shroud is coming for us. Okay, fair enough. Right, okay, so that's the performance of the game as it stands now. And honestly, I am a little bit unimpressed. But yeah, it is... It is how it is. Clearly you can play around with the settings, and looks like that general settings for balanced. I'll just turn everything off. It's kind of giving you the boost, but it automatically enables DLSS. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, even now it actually feels slightly better. I think this is a little bit of a trial and error. I wouldn't say the graphics matter too much in this game, in all honesty. I don't see too much eye candy anywhere, even on the highest graphical settings that you could possibly see, but that is probably up for a personal preference rather than debate. Outside of that, I would say, you know what? It's not too bad. It's actually a pretty interesting title so far. So yeah, take this performance, I don't know, trial as you want. And yeah, I would say probably this is gonna be a pretty good one. Is this a homage to Dark Souls? Because it looks like Dark Souls, if only there was a bonfire. Yeah, anyhow, I'm gonna stop screwing around here and I'm gonna go and do something else while you guys let me know down in the comments what you think about this game. Do you have it? Do you play it? And how overall it actually feels for you. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Over and out.